13. The hint was, the talent show has 12 solo acts. And we're going to think of our solo acts as being X, and we're going to think of our ensembles as being Y. So if we are doing number 13, and I'm going to do number 13 down here where I have a little more room, I am starting off and I'm thinking, okay, I had 12 solo acts and 2 ensembles, and my show lasted, how long? 90 minutes. And then we had 6 solo acts, so 6X, and we have, how many? So 6 solos and 2 ensembles again, thank you. And this time it was only 60 minutes. Which variable seems to be the easiest to possibly eliminate? X's or Y's? Probably the Y's. We would want, the easiest way to do it is to maybe think of subtracting them, or taking this whole second equation times a negative 1, right? Which would give me a negative 6x, a negative 2y, and negative 60. So if I am adding those together, I have 30. The y's cancel, and I have 6x equals 30. And if I'm looking at my solos, x should be 5. Okay? So if I know that I have 5 solo acts, does it matter which equation I go to find how many ensembles I have? No. So which one do you want to go with, Sam? First or second? Second one. So the second one seems a little easier. So we are going to put 6x. It was originally plus 2y equals 60. So we're going to have 6 times 5 plus 2y equals 60. 2y is equal to 30 because we're subtracting 30 from both sides and dividing by 2. So the question says, write an equation, and we're trying to look at how many minutes X is for each one performed. So our ensembles performed for 15 minutes, 15 minutes, and 5 minutes. So each song, 5 minutes for the solos that they were doing, and 15 minutes for the ensemble. Okay. Questions on that? All right. As we look at number 15, as you do number 15, would you eliminate the x or the y in that equation as you look at it, Grace? Which one?
I did the x.
The x. So you multiply the second equation by what?
2.
So I'm going to keep the first one the same, 2x plus 3y equals 9. We're going to take this whole second equation, and someplace by that you want to show me that we're multiplying it by negative 2. So I want to rewrite it, negative 2x. I'm going to have minus 10y, and I'm going to have a negative 16. So I'm adding them together. I get negative 7y. The x's cancel. And 9 minus 16, Grace, gives us?
Negative 7.
Negative 7. So it works out pretty nice. We get nice integers. That doesn't always have to be the case. You can get fractions as you're doing this, but y is 1. If I'm looking at solving for x, I think the second one is the easiest one, and in this case, we do want to leave our answer in 15 as an ordered pair. So today, when you take that homework quiz, you want to make sure you leave it as an ordered pair, putting your x and y. As we look at that one in 15, going back to the original equation, x plus 5 times 1 equals 8. I'm going to subtract 5, and x is 3. Okay. So I should have my solution of 3, 1. And if I check that in the first equation, 2 times 3 is 6, plus 3 times 1 is 3, so 6 plus 3, that equals 9, and it does check as I'm looking at that. 17 or 19? 17 or 19, which one do we want to look at? Very similar questions. I'm not going to do both of them. 17? If I do 17, which variable would you eliminate as the easiest one? I personally think the easiest one, Kellen, what do you think for your easiest variable in 17? To eliminate
X.
X. I'm just gonna multiply that whole second equation by 2. Whereas when you got to number 19, you actually have to multiply both equations. And if I'm doing number 17, and I'm not gonna do all of it, because some of you that just didn't finish, I think either you, I don't know, just didn't start it. So starting it out, 6x plus 4y equals 42. As I do the multiplication, Avery, what are you gonna get when you multiply?
12, wait, ending with 6.
We're gonna go with 2 so that we can get negative 6. So up here we have 2 times everything. So I'm gonna have
Like 6x plus 6y equals negative 12.
and from there you guys should be able to do that properly. Okay. And if you're struggling, we need to look at that. So 23 is our last one. And as you look at number 23, which variable do you want to eliminate, AJ? 23. The y. The y's have opposite signs. It makes sense to eliminate it. To eliminate the y's, I'm going to multiply AJ by what? By 2. So my new equation is going to be 10x minus 6y equals 20. Second equation, 10x plus 6y is still equal to 20. Nothing changed in the second one, okay? If we are adding these together, we have 20x. The y's cancel, equals 40. Dividing by 20, x should be 2. Once you get x, I'm not going to do the solve for y. I think most of you could do that. It doesn't matter which one. If you go to the second one, the 10x plus 6y equals 20, or the first one, replace your x and solve for y, so that you get both x and y for each question. Okay? So what we are going to be taking a look at. Any other questions? Anything else you're not sure about as you look at credit?
I didn't check for 23, that's why that's like
Did you get this part?
yeah, and I just keep getting like a negative 3y equals 0.
Okay, so 10 times 2 plus 6y equals 20. We subtract 20 and you get 6y equals 0, and y is 0. Right?
I thought I meant
Because if you take 0 and divide it by 6, right, still 0. So if you plug that in up here, which makes sense, 5 times 2 is 10, minus 0 gives us 10. Okay, so it is possible to get 0, it's possible to get fractions and decimals. Any other questions as you are looking at this page? Okay, so today we're going to do more of the same. Today we're going to look at the worksheet for this lesson, which is D4, and we are going to take that homework quiz, and I think we're going to do the homework quiz prior to lunch. So we're going to do that right now.